You're standing at the edge of a forgotten place, where time seems to forget itself. The air is thick with the weight of silence, and the ground beneath your feet feels ancient, as if it remembers what it once was. There's a legend, whispered through the ages, of a labyrinth that never ends. It's not just a maze of walls, but a place that devours dreams and twists the mind until it can no longer distinguish reality from illusion. Some say the labyrinth is alive, a shifting, breathing thing that exists only in the minds of those who seek it. It lures you in with promises of truth, but it only gives you what you're willing to lose. The stories say that those who enter never return, or worse, they return changed, unrecognizable, hollow, and speaking in a language that no one understands. So why do we still listen to the whispers? Why do we still search for the labyrinth, even when we know it may never be found? We're talking about a place that never was, yet lingers in the bones of every myth. A place where time forgot to turn the page. It's not just a maze, it's a mind. A place where the walls breathe and the paths shift like memories you can't quite recall. Some say it's not built of stone, but of silence. A place that absorbs sound, whispers, and then devours them into the void. And still, people return, not for treasure, but for answers, for something they've lost, or something they've never known they had. To walk the labyrinth is to walk your own mind. To find your way out is to find yourself, or to lose yourself forever. You think you've seen everything, but the labyrinth is not a place. It's a mirror that shows you what you've buried. It whispers to those who wander, not in words, but in the spaces between thoughts. You feel it, the pull of something you can't name. The labyrinth isn't lost. It's waiting for you to remember what you've forgotten, or to forget what you were never meant to know. You need to find it. It finds you, and when it does, you wonder if you ever truly left, or if you were never meant to. The labyrinth doesn't care about you. It cares about the stories you tell yourself, and it's always listening. They say the labyrinth was not built, but unearthed. A forgotten city buried beneath the weight of time and myth. Its walls were not stone, but memory, and its corridors never ended. The first chroniclers called it the Heart of the Forgotten, a place where time folded in on itself, and those who entered never returned. Some say they were lost. Others say they were never there at all. Legends say that the labyrinth was a prison for gods who had fallen from grace, or a sanctuary for those who sought to escape the world above. But no one knows who built it, or why it was never destroyed. Throughout the ages, explorers, scholars, and madmen have tried to find the labyrinth, only to vanish without a trace. Some say they were consumed by its depths, others that they were simply erased from history. The labyrinth is not a place, but a concept, a mirror of the mind, where fear and curiosity entwine. To seek it is to invite the unknown, and to lose yourself in the process. Imagine a place where every turn hides a deeper secret, and every step feels like you're walking through a dream you can't wake up from. It's not just a maze. It's a mirror that shows you what you're afraid to face, and what you're too stubborn to leave behind. You don't need to find the end. Sometimes the journey is the only truth you'll ever find. The labyrinth isn't just a place. It's a question, and you're the answer. The labyrinth begins not with stone, but with a whisper in the dark. A voice, low and distant, calls your name, not to guide you, but to draw you in. You step forward, drawn by the sound, unaware that the path you take is not your own. The ground beneath your feet shifts, as if the earth itself was watching. The entrance is not a door, but a choice. A moment of silence, a breath held, and then the first step into the unknown, where time begins to unravel. Once inside, the walls close in. The air grows colder, and the sound of your own footsteps fades, as if the labyrinth has learned to swallow sound itself. Each turn leads to a new chamber, each chamber a reflection of your deepest fears. The labyrinth is not a place, but a mirror, distorted, ancient, and waiting. The mechanism is not built of gears and levers, but of whispers and weight. Every step you take shifts the balance of unseen forces. Each stone holds a memory, a fragment of the past that the labyrinth remembers. To move forward, you must bear the burden of what you left behind. There are no doors, only thresholds. To pass through, you must let go of what you once believed, or be trapped in the moment you refuse to leave. The mechanism is silent, but it listens. It knows your fear, your doubt, your hunger, and it chooses what you are worthy to see. You cannot control the labyrinth. You can only listen. And sometimes, the only way out is to accept that you are already inside. The twist is not a betrayal, but a mirror. It reflects the seeker's deepest fear, made tangible, made real. The labyrinth does not lie. It reveals. At the crossroads, the path chosen is not the one you walked, but the one you feared. The labyrinth does not guide. It tests. The seeker is not lost in space, but in time. The labyrinth does not end. It loops, until the mind unravels or the soul surrenders. The clever twist is the labyrinth's final trick. It does not end in death, but in revelation. The seeker is not trapped. They are transformed. There is a science to the shadows, a geometry of decay that maps the soul of the labyrinth. It's not just stone in corridors, but the way time folds in on itself, like a wound refusing to heal. The labyrinth isn't just built, it's grown. It breathes in silence, shifting its walls like a living thing, hiding the paths that were once known. It remembers, and it forgets. The labyrinth's science is not in its shape, but in its silence. It uses absence to carve meaning, to whisper secrets that the ears never meant to hear. We come seeking answers, but the labyrinth gives none. It only echoes, and in its echo, we find the shape of our own lost places, the places we never left. The labyrinth is not a place, it is a question, and we are the answer. And the answer, it seems, is always the same. Nothing. You think you know the way, but the walls shift like memory, and the path you took is gone. The labyrinth isn't a place. It's a mind, a mirror, a maze of your own making. Every turn is a choice, but no choice is real. The labyrinth doesn't test you. It reflects you. It knows your fears, your doubts, your buried truths. You are not lost. You are found. You are trapped. You are free. The labyrinth does not lie. It reveals. It does not guide. It unravels. So when you leave, don't think you've escaped. You've only become part of the story. The labyrinth never ends. It just waits for you to return. Before you go, if you enjoyed this, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And tell us in the comments what you'd like us to make next. We read every single one. Thank you so much for watching. Comment this emoji if you made it to the end.